again for doing this.
No problem. I will just give a little introduction for Nahum. He's been drumming for since he could walk.
So wow. He's just always been tapping on stuff, and we kind of recognized at an early age that he was like, if there was music on, he was on rhythm, So we just kind of been over the years giving him more and more ways to do that. For Christmas this year, we got him the Pearl Road Show.
Nice.
So he's been jamming out every week, almost every day since then. And we just started him in drum lessons this past year. So we've been doing homeschooling too for about the last 3 years. So when Nahum got the chance to do his own book report, he chose you. And he's definitely... Every time we turn on YouTube, it's if there's a new Casey Cooper video, we're watching it, So
he's a big fan, and he's got a list of questions here.
Super honored that you chose me for your book report. I don't take that. I don't take that for granted. That's it's crazy. When I was a kid your age, I just loved drums, and I dreamed of playing drums and doing it for a living, and to be sitting here. I guess grown up is the term there, playing drums and getting to support my family with that. It's crazy, to be sitting here talking to a young drummer like who I was at one point in time in my life, just passionate about the drums, and you're doing a book report on me as a drummer. Like that's crazy, So I want that to go to show that when you have dreams and you work hard for them and you don't give up, that cool things can happen. So it sounds like you're a hard-working drummer already, and I'm excited to see where your journey takes you. So hit me with the questions. I'm an open book.
All right.
Okay, I'll start.
There you go.
First Zildjian cymbal.
First one that I ever got, I believe it was a Zildjian paper-thin crash, I think it was really small. I think it was like a 14-inch paper-thin crash, so almost like a hi-hat, but it was a crash cymbal.
Okay. How many sticks have you broken?
In my lifetime, I would not have an accurate count on that, but I break 30, 40 pairs of sticks a year. I've played drums for around 20 years. So you're looking at about 800 to 1,000 pairs of sticks.
Okay, so my next question is, if you could have one drum set, what would it be?
That's a good question. So if I was going to purchase a drum set to use as a professional drummer, or maybe not a professional drummer, but someone who's wants to be a professional drummer. Right now, I truly believe that the best kit on the market for the price point is the Session Studio Select kit from Pearl. And then if you were to ask me one drum set that, out of the ones that I already have, I already have that kit that I just told you about, but if I had to give up every single drum set that I had and only keep one, I would probably keep my Pearl Crystal Beat kit. The reason I like that one a lot is because I use it for a lot of special gigs, because being able to light up the kit really adds to the performance. And then I've used it on a lot of really cool gigs as well. I did the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with that drum set. I used it for years with Georgia State's basketball band. So there's a lot of sentimental value to that drum set. 9. So right now I have 9 on the premises, and I have 1 at church, and I have 2 at another church. But I don't really consider those mine because I donated them to the church. So yeah, so I have a few drum sets currently, but typically I only keep around 5 drum sets on hand.
Okay.
1 to gig, 1 for a more affordable kit for videos, 1 high-end studio kit, and then another my electronic kit, and then maybe 1 other kit for videos. Okay, cool. Next question. Sorry.
So in your free time, other than playing drums, what do you do?
Okay, so when I was a kid and a teenager and stuff, I played a lot of sports. I played baseball, I played basketball, and then I kind of got into soccer for a little while. Um, but I played video games and stuff like that. Now, being an adult, I have two children. I have a 4-month-old daughter and I have a 3.5-year-old boy. And I, of course, have a wife. So my family takes up pretty much all my time when I'm not working because I really my goal is to as much as I want to be a great drummer and create cool content and stuff, I much more want to be a great dad and a great husband. So I work really hard to balance those things. And so right now I don't do a lot of I don't really play video games anymore as much as I used to. I play a little bit of sports occasionally, but we go to the park and we kick the ball around, or we play out on our front porch and just enjoy the sunshine. And I play music with my son, so that's not a lot, but because he's still young, but it's fun when we do.
What's your favorite symbol? Like your favorite one?
That's a good question. I think if I had to choose one symbol that I think is most versatile and I just love using it all the time, it would be the 23-inch A Sweet Ride. I'll show it to you real quick. Taking the camera with me again. But the Sweet Ride is right over here. It crashes really well. It's probably one of the best crashing rides I've ever played. And so because of that, a lot of gigs, I'll take a pair of hi-hats and I'll take that Sweet Ride and I crash on it, I ride on it, I use the bell on it, and I use my hats, and I only need 2 cymbals to fill the gig, which is really awesome because carrying things as a drummer is one of your biggest issues.
Your favorite store other than Sweetwater?
Favorite store other than Sweetwater is it?
Yeah, probably a music store.
Okay, because I was about to say Home Depot. Now that I'm a homeowner and building my studio, I spent so many hours at Home Depot. If I wasn't at Sweetwater, I guess I would be at Guitar Center because as much as Sweetwater's customer service and the way that they do things is just way better than anybody else out there, Guitar Center does provide that really cool, in a lot of areas, ability to go and check out music. That's the one thing that I feel like, I wish Sweetwater had more physical stores, but I also understand that the reason that they are able to succeed at the level they do is because they don't. But it is, there's nothing that can really capture the magic of music for someone than walking into a music store. So I enjoy going to Guitar Center with my son every once in a while, and it's definitely it's cool to just be able to walk in and see the instruments everywhere.
So we live about 45 minutes from Sweetwater.
Oh, wow.
And then going the other direction toward South Bend, 45 minutes when we go into South Bend is a Guitar Center.
Okay.
So usually we try and hit both of those, when we're going out.
Mm-hmm.
The next question is, I know that you play in the band with your friends for football games and basketball games. So what age did you start playing in that?
Well, I played in school band starting in middle school, so that was 11 or something like that. But basketball band and marching band didn't start. Marching band didn't start till high school, so that was 14, and then basketball band we didn't have one in my high school, so that didn't start until when I was 19 in college. Yeah.
Next question would be, what advice would you give someone starting out playing my age?
Well, I think one thing that, everyone is always going to tell you that, practice makes perfect, and practice is, what you need to do. And of course, I'm going to say the same thing. The more you practice, the more that you work hard, the more you're going to learn. But I think even more important than that is to make sure that your practice is fun, to make sure that you're really enjoying what you're doing and you're not getting burnt out, because, how much time do I need to spend every day, tearing away at my body to be good, and how much time should I just spend loving what I'm doing? And so I just, I really suggest to make sure that you're always finding ways to enjoy your practice and love what you do, because you're going to work harder at it and you're going to be more successful if you're having fun than if every day you're like, man, I got to practice again today. Well, I know I got to do it to get better, so I'm going to do it. But like, drumming is fun. You do it because you love it. And then past that, I would say experience. I don't know what kind of opportunities you get at your current age, but like, playing for a church band, or playing for like finding some other friends your age. I mean, playing with your dad, I'm sure is a huge opportunity to gain experience. But like, just saying yes to things, even if you like, you're scared of it, or you're, it's a big like leap. Just doing it is gonna help take you to that next level. One of the reasons that I get to do the things that I do, and I've grown the way that I have as a musician, is just because I said yes so many times, and I always tried to put the enjoyment of playing before the desire for money. And so like, if you think one day you want to be a professional musician, yeah, you have to make money doing it, but you should always do it for the love and say yes and try and like get your name out there before you start worrying about like, oh yeah, well that gig doesn't pay as much as I want to make, so I'm not going to do it. Like, maybe that one doesn't, but the next one could. And I know that's, it's a little foreign at your age to like think about money, but just doing it for the love and doing it for the experience, and always trying to get better.
Yeah, that's good advice. You got more?
Yeah, your favorite rudiment.
The flam accent. So,
Could you play it for us once?
yeah, is it okay if I use my fingers?
Yeah.
So this is going to be backwards to you, I think, the way that the camera is. So maybe if no, I don't know. Okay, so it's right flam, then it's a left, and then a right, and then it's a left flam, and then it's a right, and it's a left. And what I love about that is like, it sounds cool, but if you do it correctly, once you get the hang of it, you can throw that accent around the drum set. So you could like throw it on the tom, and then you can do the crossover, which this is my favorite part of the accent, is when you cross over and you put the accent, the raised hand for the flam, on the floor tom. So it's like la da 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 da. So that's it's just really fun, and it you have to, because it's a rudiment set in 3 or 6 notes, technically 6 overall, but you typically would do it as a triplet or as a 16th note triplet. But you can, if you're able to process the math of it, you could put it into a 16th note or 8th notes, and it would just take 6 of them, and then you would have to do it over again, depending on the speed that you want to play it.
Next one is, when did you start playing drums for your worship band?
Well, do you mean like a current worship band, or just when did I start playing drums for church?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, when did you start?
I think the first time that I played was around 11, maybe 12, at church. I didn't have an opportunity before I was in Georgia, and I moved to Georgia when I was around 11 years old, or 10 years old, so I think it was about 11 or 12, right at the beginning of middle school. I think it was in 6th grade, maybe.
Kind of where Nahum's at now. He's just turned 13 this year.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's one of the places I really, learning from the adults in the band and stuff really taught me a lot. And getting to, a lot of times I'd get to play with the adults in the adult service, and so there would be like really talented keyboard players and guitarists and bass players, and I would just kind of like, it was a really big learning experience for me to get to play with those people. And the only reason I did was just because we were a smaller church, not because I was like super good or something, but like it was, yeah, we just didn't have a lot of drummers, so they would, they wanted me to quickly be able to move up the ladder and be able to fill in, and so I did get to do that. And it was, I would say, learning from your adult peers, if you get the chance to do that, is a huge opportunity to just grow as much as you can.
And my last question is, how many like if you drop a stick or like you mess something up?
So I've gotten pretty good at learning and playing songs quickly. So nowadays, if it's a song that I'm familiar with, or if it's a song that doesn't have a lot of like really intricate things that need to be like focused on, like if it's more so I get to do what I want, I can usually get a good video knocked out in like 2, maybe 3 takes. The second or third take, I'm like, oh yeah, that was it. And a lot of times I like to not do it over and over again until it's perfect, because I don't want people to think, like, I don't want people to watch the videos and think like, wow, man, he never messes up, or like, what, like I want people to see that I'm just like everybody else. And while we're playing, sometimes we do mess up, and like it's okay, you keep going, so like sometimes I leave in mistakes and stuff. But if it's a really, really difficult song that requires a lot of like learning specific parts, then sometimes it may take me, 10 times before I get the take that I really like. And there's been times where it's been 20, so it certainly isn't always a quick thing, but it's it's been a lot faster because I've learned over the years how to learn these songs quickly. And doing 1,000 of them, you kind of get better at it as you go along.
Yeah, that's a lot. All right, was that all your questions?
Yeah, but I also did drum challenge too.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell 'em.
I also did your stuck at home drum challenge too that I did.
You did?
That
Yeah.
was really fun. I appreciated that, because I mean, being able to download a track like that
Mhm.
and just let him do it however he wanted to,
That's so awesome. Is it posted somewhere, or?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel.
Okay, well, make sure you send me the link. You can send it in the Skype chat, and or Instagram, or wherever you want to send it to me. But I'll have to check it out. Oh, and I hope to do a few of these, so maybe we'll get yours in one of them.
What do you say?
Thanks.
Would you like that? Is that cool if I post it somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure, But by everybody posting it, they're kind of giving permission to be posted, but at the same time, like, I don't know if people post it and don't think it's going to happen or whatever. So that's cool. Well, I'll check yours out, and
Ecstatic.
yeah, well, then great. I'll maybe it'll end up on Instagram, maybe it'll end up on YouTube in the collab, whatever. We'll find a place, because I'm excited to see it.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Casey.
No problem.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
You guys have a good day. Play some. Can you play me a drum solo before I leave?
Yeah.
Nice. You want me to go play something?
Sure.
All right.